Welcome, my dear students. I hope all are fine at home. Yes, okay. So let's start our new section. So today we are going to discussing the chapter tissues. What tissues? In last year we already learned about the chapter cell. So what is the fundamental unit of life? Yes, that's right, cell. So what is cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of living organism. Cell is the structural and functional unit of living organism. Okay, so cell is the basic unit of living organisms. Is it clear?
Cells make up the bodies of all living organisms. How many cells do you think, Anne? Number of cells in an organism? Okay. In case of amoeba, amoeba is made up of only a single cells. Amoeba is made up of only a single cell. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. This cell carries out all the functions of this organism's body, be it respiration, digestion, locomotion, and excretion. Okay, so amoeba is a single unicellular organism, and this cell carries out all the functions of this organism's body, that's including what? Respiration, digestion, locomotion, excretion. Okay, so what about a cat or a dog? Do they have a unicellular or single cell or a single cell? Of course, they don't. They have many cells which makes up their entire body. There are a group of cells, that means they are multicellular organisms which carry out different functions. For example, all cells of type A will carry out the function of respiration. Okay, and cells of type B will carry out the process of digestion. But what are these group of cells called? Do they have a specific name? Yes, each clusters of cells is called what? Tissue. And each tissue carries out a specific functions. Such organisms with many tissues are called multicellular organisms, which are placed at specific places to carry out specific functions. Okay, so these tissues are placed at specific places to carry out specific functions. So this is called what? Yes, division of labor in the organism's body. Okay, division of labor in the organism's body. And can you give me a few examples of tissue in the human body? Yes, of course, the muscles. The muscles are tissues. Muscles are tissues that help movement by contraction and relaxation. What about blood? Do you know that blood is a tissue? Yes, blood helps transport nutrients, hormones, and waste materials, as well as blood is the connective tissue of the human body. Let us look at plants. In case of plants, but they do have tissues. Let us see what the considerable difference between the two are. The animals and plants are similar tissues? No. And is similar to human plant tissues similar to human tissues? No. So, do plants have tissues? Yes, plants have tissues. So, what the considerable difference between the two are? Do plants move from one place to another like humans do? No, right plants are stationary and their movement is restricted. They are non-motile, which means they cannot able to move from one place to another place. So a closer look at a plant tissue will make you realize that most of them have dead tissues. Yes, dead tissues. And why do you think plants need dead tissues? The answer is quite simple. Plants only need mechanical support, hence, they do not need living tissue. Dead tissues serve the purpose of giving support to plants and they need very little maintenance. So, what about animals do? Animals move? Yes, animals move from one place to another and they need tissue for purposes more than just physical. Almost all tissues and animals are living tissues. These tissues need nutrition which they get from organisms body. What else could be a possible difference between the two? Do you know that these are two types of tissues in plants? One type of tissue divides throughout its lifetime, while the other type of tissue does not have the ability to divide. So, what is the purpose of such a differentiation? Well, plants do not grow uniformly throughout their body. Their growth is restricted. to some specific parts. In these parts, we find the tissues which can divide on the some specific parts. In these parts, we find the tissues which can divided. On the other hand, there are plants which do not grow beyond a specific limit. They have the non dividing tissues. Can this apply to the human or the animal body? Of course, not. Humans and animals exhibit uniform growth throughout the body. Therefore, animals have tissues that divided spread throughout their body. They do not have these two types of tissues.
Okay. I hope all of you understood this topic. Okay, thank you.